6 months ago, I took delivery of a Solmax tile plow and put it on my 8320R. We got a little window last winter to put some tile in and learn how the plow works before things froze up for the year. For the past few weeks this spring, we have about 50% of the project done. We pulled multiple 8-inch mains, laid 4-inch laterals on 30 acres. Yesterday, we even laid the 8-inch main on my field and put a few short laterals in. This is what we have left to do.
We got a lot of laterals to lay ahead of us. We got about 35 acres to pattern tile here, and we got rain coming in like 3 days. And we're pattern tiling on 40-foot spacing. And so the next like 3 or 4 days is gonna be crazy hectic to try and beat the rain, but we're gonna give her a shot and see how many feet of tile we can get in the next couple of days here.
But before we can get started, we gotta figure out a few issues with old broken tile filling up our start holes.
Spitzer smoked a clay, I think clogged or something, or maybe we broke it down there and now it's backfilled. So we're just gonna cut a hole in this new main, let this flow out, and we'll see on the next hole. We may keep hitting these mains, so we may have to just tie this clay in somewhere down there, but we got kind of a mess in these holes where they fill super quick with water before we can even make the connection. That's good. So there's an 8-inch that's completely full. And
kind of leave that there, maybe. Slow down the water.
I know, like when I dug one of these up, it was like half full of mud when I dug it up.
I see the clay tile.
See it?
Yeah.
This is a new field, this is Grant's field, and we're kind of figuring everything out. We have old tile maps, but it's good that we installed our new main. We actually installed it just a foot or two west of the old main in a like 6 inches deeper. But we're running into, when I do my start hole, we're hitting the old clay and then water's going everywhere, and we want to try and stop that. So we're kind of experimenting and figuring out best ways to do these laterals without sitting knee deep in water every hole. If we can go uphill, get that old clay to route that water into the new clay, and then dig from there. But
now that we have an idea of what we are dealing with in the field, before a bunch of water starts running down our new 8-inch main, we better get our outlet fully connected and installed. Currently, it's just literally an open trench with 20 foot of 8-inch pipe sticking out from what we pulled yesterday. The last 40 foot to the outlet will be a solid dual wall non-perf pipe. So like if whatsoever trees come up in the future, it won't get clogged and it won't go in the pipe.
It's sliding.
Well, we can at least dig from here to, as far as that thing can reach. Just don't dig that deep though.
I can do a push for you, Grant.
There we go. Good. And let's just start backfilling that just a little bit, getting it pounded down.
Go. All right, good, and have it stick out 3 feet.
That's probably good.
We're good here.
You got it, Grant?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
All right, now come down a bit. You guys see that shovel? I'll dig that out. You good?
So now we're gonna fill it back up.
Yeah.
Outlet's now connected, complete, flowing water. We got it all backfilled here. We have proper grade. And now we need to go all the way up to the highest point and try and connect the clay to the new plastic.
It's half full mud. That's when I repaired one of these. That's what it was. It was half full, and it would just bust through them and then make the connection before we. This is like terrible like luck or timing. We laid this main, and then literally in the start hole for most of these runs, like a ton of runs, is a clay that's higher, which is fine. But every time Spencer digs a start hole, he busts open this clay that's like packed full with water right now, and it gushes out, so it makes kind of a mess in the start hole. Every start hole is now gonna have water, so what we do, cut a hole in it, get the tap tee in. Once he busts open it, water will flow in. Every connection we make is gonna be like under 2-3 inches of water, but it's the way it is. It'll only be for like 20 more runs probably.
Ready here, I'm gonna hit it.
I haven't like fully done it.
That's not even that full. Why are you hooking it up?
Well, just
That's good.
after the whole clay main fiasco and making the outlet, this is our first 4-inch run today. We did those 3 last night. We skipped that one. We'll have to come back for it. But good pulling conditions, and we just wasted, probably 4 hours messing with the outlet main. But we had to get it done, so we'll keep going.
We are finally getting rolling now, and it's starting to feel like we are actually getting some work done. We got 4 people working, so we can really keep moving, with 1 digging holes and 2 people stringing and making connections. There are short runs here at the bottom of the field, but it'll keep getting longer as we go.
Okay, so we got tire around the towel plow. Okay, tell me once that goes in. It is in. Okay, I'm watching my feet. We need to go to 290. 290. And then you're gonna hit the stop install button. Go ahead and hit it, and then hit the up button. Hold that up button.
Right now?
Yep, hold it. There we go. You got it.
Where's the one?
Okay. Hit the brake. There you go. So we're with Ty the farm guy, and we are making the connections. We got like probably 20 different runs laid today in the afternoon here, and it's like 7:30. We got 30 minutes till sunset, so we got 30 minutes to make like 20 connections. Our biggest issue was we were running into a clay main, and we kept hitting the clay main, and we're finally past the point where we're not hitting that clay main now. So on these holes we don't have water, we don't kind of have a mess, but those holes where we have the clay main, since we hit that, we got to make sure we support underneath it, because there's going to be like a 4 or 5 inch dip right where we broke open that clay main, pulled out the clay main. So where can they find you on YouTube, Ty?
So I have a YouTube channel that is named Ty the Farm Guy, so go check that out.
All right, it's the next morning here. Got the mini warming up, and I'm gonna get started on start holes before anybody gets here, and that way I'm ahead of everybody, and we can get going. We'll have me, Grant, and then my dad. So 3 of us. See how much we can get done today. It's gonna be really windy and like almost 80 degrees. Tomorrow, Saturday, chance of rain like in the afternoon, so we might be able to finish some stuff up in the morning.
Here's what we got done on the first day and what we have left to do. We got a couple tricky waterways coming up, and we will probably skip those for now and keep pulling nice 4-inch laterals just in case we get rained out randomly.
I have no clue what actual day it is. We've been going for like 4 days tiling, trying to finish this farm before it rains. Today's a Friday. It's super windy outside. We're plowing though. Things are going good. We've got my dad. He's stringing tile ahead of me. This is actually one of our longest runs here. It's like a 600-700 foot run. And on this farm, that's kind of long because there's a lot of short runs. And Spencer's with the excavator. He's fixing a washout. We're gonna try and fix this washout with some tile. There's kind of a washout ditch, and we're gonna try and have tile real close and try and fix that. So you can see him kind of scratching it in, fixing it, and then we're gonna run some tile up it to hopefully catch the water that runs down this little low spot. So if we look here, it's just straight up. nice gradual slope. This is probably like the perfect average grade of 3.6% right now. That's like perfect. If I could have all my farmland at 3 to 4% grade, or like maybe 2 to 4% grade, I would love that. Now, as long as Spencer doesn't swing around real quick and smack the tractor, we should be good. Runs like these are super nice, where they're like 900,000 foot runs. Like this is nice. This is where it gets a little easier. And then by the time the guy can make a connection down there and heck, eat lunch, it seems like by the time I get back, compared to some of the like 200 foot runs that we were doing originally, those are where like you got to have everybody moving to get the holes dug. So we're actually about to go through a wet spot. There's about an acre or two here that like last summer will sit with water, and really it needs probably a little bit of surface drainage to get it down the hill, but tile through here will help this tremendously. And if it doesn't, at 40 foot spacing, what I may do is just right when we get to kind of the low spot, I'll split it to 20s. But for now, we're gonna run 40s, get the whole farm done. If stuff needs split to 20s, like really like low ponds or something like that, we can come back and split to 20s, because we'll have all the tile runs, exact location, inch by inch accuracy of where they are, and we can hook up to it later and run stuff on 20s if we need to. But we're kind of trying to beat the rain right now. We got rain coming Saturday night. Today's Friday afternoon, and hopefully we can get most of this project done. So we were going, and everything was going real smooth, tiling, and boom, the tractor literally stopped in its tracks. So here's what happened.
Now, fortunately, nothing broke on the plow when we hit the big rock, and we were able to pull it up and out. We ended up just making a Y connection further downhill and just avoid that area where the rock was. We called it early that night and got a good start the next morning with some extra help, so we should be able to get rolling good.
So Spencer's voice is gone because he's sick, so I gotta take over and try and explain what's going on here. It's our last day of tiling. Rain is coming this evening, so we're trying to get as much done with the project as we can. We have Grant in the tractor running the tile plow. Spencer and I are in the start holes. We're making the connections and bedding in the tile. We have Spencer's dad stringer cart, so he's ahead of us. We have 10 4-inch lateral mains left to go, and then a 6-inch main after that. So we'll see what we can get done before the rain comes.
All right, that's it. We got the hole done. Oops.
Spencer and Josie, they're making all the connections here. Spencer got all the start holes dug, so basically what we're doing is we're pulling in the hole, and Spencer's just pulling the pipe right into the connection. He's just standing on it when I take off, and then right when I take off, he's burying it, and we're just going each run and getting everything done on each run and rolling. And my dad's already ahead of me. He's got the next line straightened out. He's working on the one ahead of me, so they're moving faster than I am, which is perfect. So things are going good. We're gonna try and install our 6-inch main, sub main that goes up the waterway today. I'm hoping we get a shot. We're gonna get rain at 7 tonight, so we're going till it starts raining basically, and we should have 85-90% of this farm done by the time it starts raining, which I'm gonna be super happy with, as long as we don't break down or no major issues, no major rocks, anything like that. There's a couple really good long runs of 1,000 foot. A lot of them are like 500 foot up a hill, and then we got to wrap a main up along the backside, a sub main up along the backside, and pull another 200-300 foot up some of these smaller hills. It's not, if this farm was just perfect, gradual 2-3% grade all the way up, pattern tiling would be a lot easier, but you just can't get over top of these hills and pull through these hills. Okay, so I'm kind of in the stage where things are going smooth and we need a little more excitement. And so there's this little subcut across the hill here, not subcut, but where you gotta plow deep through a hill. And there's not much left after it once you plow deep. So I'm curious to see if we can pull this through it. At one point we have to go 60 inches deep. So we'll sink the plow down through the hill. I'm curious if it'll pull it through the hill. So this is kind of just testing the plow, messing around a little bit. We may get stuck and spin out and I'll just like pull up. Right there, there's a hill. We gotta pull through, pull flat to keep grade. So right here, that plow is gonna sink down through this hill. We may catch a rock. I'm kind of trying to keep it a little slow. He's going deep. We are going deep. We're going to China. Well, we went to China and back, and we made it. So what we're doing now is we got a lot of laterals laid, but I'm surveying, and we need a 6-inch right up the middle of this waterway. But we have like a half roll of 6 and a half roll of 8 we're not going to use, and I kind of want to use up. So we're going to lay the 8, pull the 8 halfway, and then pull the 6 halfway to get rid of some of the tile that we're not using. We're kind of upsizing the main, which is always a good thing. To have a bigger main than you actually need. This waterway needs reshaped. You should do dirt work and have the waterway perfectly shaped before you lay the tile through it. A little bad on our end. We're finding the low spot. We'll kind of reshape this a little better. There's always a washout at the end of this waterway here. The waterway probably needs to be extended a little further here. Really, tiling this farm like we are should help take a lot of the erosion away. Okay guys, we're gonna pull the 8 to 6 inch through here. We're gonna pull half the 6 inch with the 8-inch boot. I don't know if that's technically the correct way to do it, but that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna see if it works.
We got rained out and came back a few days later to finish up the last 5 acres that are hard to get.
We probably have like 5 to 7 more acres left. A lot of little short runs. You can see all those short runs right there. I mean, our average run here is probably like 200 foot, and then we're gonna be done. But we got rain coming in 2 hours. Conditions are already a little mucky. And then tonight we have another ½ inch of rain coming.
In the first hole we dug today, we hit a 6-inch that was flowing good, so we gotta come back and fix this.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this. It's a little mucky.
Then we ain't getting nothing done if you can't pull it. Surprisingly, he made the first pull, spun barely if any, and the second pull will be a bit deeper because we're going to tie other 4s onto this. Well, he's spinning pretty good right there. He just needs a little tug. It's just slippery on top. There he's moving. There he's moving. Third run of the day. No rain yet. This is a weird one that I had to snake around, but I think our hardest pulls are behind us. And the nice part is, if I ever get hungry, because we never bring lunch, we got little gummy worms. These look really real and stuff, but they're pretty good gummy worms. I don't know how they make them. They just come out of the ground, so I'll save this for a snack for later. Whoever digs these holes does a really good job. Little afternoon update, we actually caught the rain. We were missing it for like 3 hours. It's probably rained here for 20 minutes and it's greasy enough. Grant just got stuck and is slipping, so we gotta pull him. This is a 4-inch lateral and we're doing tees off of it just to get this. Here's the water table. So this hole's been dug for probably 2 hours and water fills up. So that's what tile's doing, is lowering the water table down to the depth of our tile. So it rained here for about an hour and the sun is starting to come out. So if it can come out, Grant's pulling these just fine. Just down there we had them slipping. So these are more shallow. We'll see what we can get done. There's a chance we get it done today. So we pulled these in 3 days ago and just didn't connect them. We didn't have time. So what happens is the hole starts to collapse, dirt goes on it, you gotta re-dig it up. When you can, make the hole.
To give more clarity, we were trying to beat the rain, and there was a half an inch or inch of rain coming, and we wanted to get all these pulled while we could at least get some type of traction here. And so we were pulling these all till dark while we got traction. We had these holes dug. We just didn't make the connection. We were going to come back and make the connection in daylight.
This is the last of the project, and we got all the holes connected and backfilled.
Okay guys, so we got something new here, and this is a tile closer by Donner Manufacturing out of Minnesota.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. So Tyler from Donner Manufacturing, he actually bought this company, I think a few years back, and he actually drove himself down from central Minnesota. It was like a 5-hour drive, dropped off this tile closer, and this is the first version he's made. He's really wanting to specialize in some more tiling equipment, and so he made this tile closer. They got a couple other ideas coming, and we're just here to test it and like give him feedback and show it off on YouTube basically. So his goal is just to make the best tile closer, and this is literally the first version he's built, and we're just going to continue adjusting it, making it better from here. So that's kind of the goal. Pretty cool setup.
We have this on the 4020, which is a Cat 2, or we could throw it on the 8110, which is a Cat 3. 4020 sits out real wide, which is super nice for straddling trenches, so that's why I want to run it on the 4020 here. Super heavy built. I don't know how much this weighs, but this is a really heavy built closer. The back is adjustable with bolts, so you can adjust how much dirt comes in and out. I have a feeling we need to raise this up to let more dirt in this trench here. I think it's going to pile up too much, but we're going to see.
It looks like good levelness. All right, I think we got to make an adjustment. It's not pushing it in close enough. So right now, the dirt isn't using the full opening to get out. It can get out real easy. So if you lower that door, the dirt will go more in the middle, and it should. We'll just go one adjustment and see how it is. So we got to make one more adjustment to the tile closer to get it to close our 4-inch trench really nice. But the way it's set up right now, it's actually going to close our 8-inch main trench almost perfectly, I'd say. It's scraping out the sides, bringing it to the middle. It's not heaping it up too much. And yeah, I'm going to go run up this main and get all this dirt to the middle. And then once our mains are done, then I'll make our adjustment. I kind of stopped in the middle of it. You can see the dirt's kind of piles up there. It really digs in on the fronts and then heaps it up and slowly lets it come out. So that's the way to do it, it looks like. Yeah, that's doing a pretty good job. Maybe I should have slid that plate up one hole just to make a taller V, but also at the same time, I think it's doing a good job. The best thing it's doing here is taking the dirt that got pushed out and just really pushing it back to the middle. Closing the last main. This is 6, then it gets bigger to an 8. Working pretty good, I'd say. I can drop it down a bit more. Yeah, working for the mains, and then these laterals, 4-inch smaller trench, I'll make an adjustment. Alright, all I did is there's cutting bars on the bottom and I slid them in. So I could slide them in probably one more set of holes, but we'll just do one, see how it goes. It's the next morning now. I had to quit last night when the sun went down, and I think this field had 72 runs that we pulled, or 72 start holes. And so I probably have 10 left on Grant's field, then we'll jump to my field, which I think has somewhere again like 60 or 70. So should take a couple more hours. And so this is the job that it's doing. Here is our 8-inch main. This turned out really good. We have nice spring mellow dirt, and this dirt is very like loamy too, which the type of dirt you have and stuff all kind of affects how these trenches backfill and everything. So right in the middle here would be where our 8-inch main is, and probably if we get a rain or two, this will actually lower in the next week or so. And then when I do the 4-inch laterals, I actually drive over this main. It's not like ideal to ever drive over it. We're gonna plant this field probably in 2 to 3 weeks, so we're gonna have heavy equipment, much heavier equipment than that 40/20 driving over these lines. And I made sure to do the main first before I did the laterals, so there's plenty of dirt over this. And here's the job that it does on the 4-inch. So I made the adjustment, made it tighter. It looks real good, and you can see all the dirt close in on that trench and flip it over. Because here is what a unclosed trench looks like. So it pushes all this dirt right into the middle real nice, fills it and makes a level base. And one thing I don't have right is the 3-point. You can see it kind of tilted this way, so it digs in harder here, which is inhibit its performance and how well it's backfilling these trenches.
Okay guys, so the job is complete. We basically have 80 acres pattern tiled 40-foot spacing. It took us probably 8 days, and this was our first time ever doing a whole field, but it is completely done. Everything is done on it. The last day was pushing through the mud in the rain. I know we didn't film much that day because it was a little rough out there, but we got her done. Job is done, and we're gonna start spring planting here. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed.